Welcome students. You are attending teacher Shumana's class and I am going to teach you Julius Caesar Act 2 Scene 2. Please watch the video till the end and please come up with your doubts if you have any in the comment section and I will definitely come back to you. So we are in Act 2 Scene 2. Scene 2, Rome. A room in Caesar's palace. Thunder and lightning. Enter Caesar in his nightgown. Caesar, nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice had Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, "Help, ho! They murder Caesar." Who's within? He is calling upon a servant. So what is Caesar saying? That nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Why? Because we've seen that there is thunder and lightning all over, and it is a sort of a very frightening environment. Alright. Caesar says, thrice had Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, "Help, ho! They murder Caesar." So 3 times Calpurnia in her sleep has cried out that, "Help, ho! They murder Caesar." So everybody seems to be very tense and very apprehensive about something very bad, as if something very bad is about to happen. So when he says who's within, he is definitely summoning a servant. So enter a servant. Servant says, "My lord Caesar, go bid the priests do sacrifice and bring me their opinions of success." He orders the servant to go and ask the priest to offer sacrifice and to bring him their opinions of his success and their advice also, in a way. Servant says, "I will, my lord." I'm sorry. Enter Calpurnia. Calpurnia says, "What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today." So Calpurnia says, "So what mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? Are you planning to move forward today? You shall not stir out of your house today." That is, you shall not move out of your house today. Caesar says, "Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me never looked but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished." So with that, when Calpurnia asks Caesar not to move out of the house, Caesar says, "No, Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me never look but on my back." That is, I have always shown my back to the things that threaten me. I've never bothered to be carried away by the things which appeared very frightening. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished. I keep them behind me. When they come in front of me, they are literally vanished. They are not there anymore. That is, when Caesar faces dangers, he feels that the dangers simply vanish. Calpurnia says, "Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies. That is, I have never believed in any omens or prodigies. Yet now they frighten me. There is one within, besides the things that we've heard and seen. There's one within in the whole household," she says, "that besides the things we've heard and seen, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch." The watch or the watchman. So there's somebody in the household who has been narrated something awful, something very frightening by the watchman, and that person has narrated it to Calpurnia, and Calpurnia is telling Caesar. So besides the things that we've already heard and seen, recounts the most horrid scenes seen by the watch. A lioness whelped in the streets. That is, a lioness had given birth to young ones in the street, which is a very, very abnormal, and it doesn't happen usually. A lioness had whelped in the streets, and the graves have yawned. That is, the graves have yawned means they've opened up, and when the graves opened up, the dead came up. Alright? And yielded up the dead. Fierce fiery warriors fought upon the clouds. That is, on the clouds, as if a fierce battle was going on. Fierce fiery warriors were fighting on the clouds in ranks and squadrons, and the right form of war. They were fighting as though they were fighting a real battle, which drizzled blood upon the Capitol. They seem to have drizzled blood on the Capitol. They seem to drizzle blood on the Capitol. The noise of battle hurtled in the air. Horses did neigh, and dying men did groan. Horses, they neigh. The horses shouted, the noise of horses, the horses neigh, and the dying men groan. Dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. Ghosts, they went running up and down the streets, squealing and shrieking. O Caesar, these things are beyond all use. That is, they are absolutely abnormal things to have happened. And I do fear them. And I definitely fear them, though I have never believed in any prodigies or omens. Caesar says, what can be avoided, whose end is perpetrated by the mighty gods? Caesar says that can it really be avoided? What can be avoided? Whose end is perpetrated by the mighty gods. If the mighty gods have planned to end up someone's life, well, it cannot be changed. It cannot be avoided. Yet Caesar shall go forth. For these predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar. That is, these predictions are not for Caesar only. He feels that if the mighty gods in heaven, they have planned up something to end up somebody's life, then the person cannot live. Now, he says that yet Caesar shall go forth, because these predictions are to the world in general. That is, it is to Caesar, it is to the world as well. So, why should Caesar take it unto himself and stay back at home? Calpurnia says, when beggars die, there are no comets seen. When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes. Now, because he is he belongs to the ruling class, he feels that the beggars' death, they are not indicated, they are not signified, they are not shown off by the comets. There are no comets seen. But the heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes. The heavens, as though they blaze forth, they show the signs in the form of meteors and all. When the princes die, suppose the ruling class, they die. Caesar is noble, and so this can definitely, Calpurnia feels that these are indications which is showing that there is danger for Caesar. Caesar says, cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I have heard, it seems to be the most strange that men should fear. Seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. Caesar says, cowards die many times before their death. Now, because he feels that if he is frightened and if he stays back at home, he is being a coward, and he is dying a lot of many times before the actual death by being a coward, by being frightened. The valiant never taste of death but once. The brave person never tastes of death but once, when the person dies, and that's all. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to me the most strange that men should fear. Caesar feels that it is very strange that men should fear something which is inevitable. He feels that their death, because death is a necessary end, he feels that there is nothing to fear of death. It will come when it will come. So there is nothing to fear death and to stay away from the normal routine work. Enter servant. Servant says, and Caesar says, asks him, what say the augurers? Who are the augurers now? They are the fetish priests. They are the priests who have offered the sacrifices. Okay, and when Caesar had sent his servant to the priest to offer sacrifices, and here the servant comes home to bring him news of what the priests have said. The servant says, they would not have you to set forth today. Even the priests have said that Caesar should not be going stirring out of the house today, stir forth today. Plucking the entrails of and offering forth, they could not find a heart within the beast. That is, when they had offered the beast for sacrifice, when they had when they were going through the beast, when they were just examining the beast, they found that the heart was not there in the beast. So that is definitely an ill omen, a bad omen, which they feel it needs to be respected, and that Julius Caesar should not be going out of the house. Caesar, the gods do this in shame of cowardice. I'm sorry. The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he should stay at home today for fear. That is, if Caesar, that is, the gods are doing this to shame the cowards and not Caesar. If Caesar stays back at home because the heart has not been found in the beast, then he feels that Caesar. Then if Caesar feels that if he doesn't go out of the house because the heart of the beast is not found in place, then it is Caesar who is being the coward. No, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions littered in one day, and I the elder and more terrible, and Caesar shall go forth. So he decides not to listen to anybody, not to Calpurnia, not even to the augurers, and to move forth and go to the capital on that day. Calpurnia says, alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. That is, your wisdom, your brain power, that is, your intelligence has been consumed in confidence. That is, you are definitely being overconfident, and that is the reason you have lost your intelligence, your wisdom, and you feel that these prodigies are meaningless. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate house, and he shall say that you are not well today. Let me upon my knee prevail on this. So he says, Calpurnia, she is actually pleading to her husband on her knees so that he does not go out of the house on that day. Caesar says, Mark Antony shall say, I am not well. So, okay, Caesar decides to listen to Calpurnia and says, Mark Antony shall say, I am not well, and for thy humour I will stay at home, and for your honour, to satisfy your whim, I will stay at home. At this point, Decius enters. Enter Decius. Here's Decius. He shall tell them so. So Caesar says, here's Decius. So we needn't tell Antony, we'll tell Decius, and he shall tell them so. Who will he tell? He will be telling the people in the capital that Caesar will not be moving forth on this day. Decius, Caesar all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate house. that is, I have come to Decius Brutus. He greets Caesar, and he says that I hereby come to take you to the Senate house. Caesar says, and you are come in a happy time to bear my greetings to the senators and tell them that I will not come today. So Caesar says that, okay, you have come in good time. Now please do go and tell the senators that I will not be going to the Senate house today. Cannot is false, he says. That I dare not is false, sir. I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius. Calpurnia says, say he is sick. Caesar says, shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arm so far to be afeard to tell greybeards the truth? Decius, that is, has this happened to me that I am feeling frightened to tell the people there in the Senate that a lie, that I will not come for this? No, it's not that. Decius, go tell them that Caesar will not come. Decius says, most mighty Caesar, let them know some cause. That is, if they don't know any reason, what will they say? Lest I be laughed at when I tell them so. Say, otherwise I may be laughed at. They will just be make fun of me. That is, what is the reason Caesar is not turning up to the Capitol today? Caesar says, the cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. He being extra sympathetic to Decius and extra friendly with him, and he says that, okay, I will tell you the real reason. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me here at home. That is, my wife actually is asking me to stay back at home. She dreamt tonight, she saw my statue, which like a fountain with 100 spouts, did run pure blood, and many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings and portents, or evils imminent, and on her knee hath begged that I will stay at home today. Now Decius is informed by Caesar that it is because of his wife Calpurnia. It is because of the dream that Calpurnia has seen of a statue of Caesar with 100 spouts, through which blood was oozing out, and many Romans, they were bathing their hands in it. So she feels frightened, and she feels that it is a bad omen and it is a bad sign, and he should not be moving forth today. And Calpurnia feels that these things are possibly dangerous signs which may perhaps be harmful for Caesar. It's not perhaps, actually Calpurnia is dead sure that Caesar will be harmed and will fall upon, will be faced with grave danger. There is grave danger for Caesar ahead in the Capitol. She actually feels it. And on her knee had begged that I will stay at home today. And Calpurnia, Decius, Caesar tells Decius that Calpurnia is actually begging Caesar on her knees not to go to the Capitol today. Decius, this dream is all misinterpreted. He says, misinterpreted. It was a vision, fair and fortunate. That is, it's a very good dream. Your statue spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathed, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, coisans, This by Calpurnia's dream is signified. He feels that it is the power, and it is the power that that Caesar will be in a very, very fortunate position, and he will be very powerful, and this is what is actually signified in Calpurnia's dreams. This is what Decius Brutus says. Caesar, and this way have you well expounded it? Well, Caesar said, well, you have interpreted it very nicely, and Caesar is very impressed. So, can we just go a little back and remember when Decius had said that he can flatter Caesar to go to the capital? Well, this is exactly what he is doing now. Do we remember? Okay. Decius says, I have, when you have heard what I can say and know it now, the Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. So Decius is saying that this is the work schedule there at the Senate, and it is very important for you to go there. So the Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. Senate have decided to crown Caesar, and if you shall send them word, you will not come. Their minds may change. Now their minds may change. They can think differently. That if Caesar is not mighty enough to receive the crown, to be fit for the crown. Besides, it were a mock, apt to be rendered for someone to say. It would be very funny. It would simply be a mock show. It would simply be mocking. That is, if somebody goes and tells it is for Caesar's, it is for the dream Caesar's wife has had, that Caesar is not going to turn up to the Senate today. So what is Decius saying now? Apt to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time, when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. So can this really be said? Look at how Decius is going on brainwashing Caesar, and he is doing it rather successfully, as we can see. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, lo, Caesar is afraid? Pardon me, Caesar, and for my dear love, to your proceeding bids tell you this, the reason to my love is liable. That is, to your advancement, I am concerned for your advancement, and I feel that you shouldn't be staying back at home for this petty a reason. Caesar, how foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. So Caesar, he tells Calpurnia instead, after being extremely convinced by Decius Brutus, he tells his wife that I am ashamed I did ill to them. Give my robe, for I will go. So he says that give my robe, for I will be going to the Senate house, I will be going to the capital, and I will be not listening to you, my wife, and so I feel ashamed as to why I had even yielded to them. Enter Publius, Brutus, Casca, Gaius Ligarius, Cinna, Metellus, and Trebonius. And look, where Publius is come to fetch me. Publius says, good morrow, Caesar. Caesar says, welcome, Publius. What, Brutus? Caesar says, welcome, Publius. Oh, what, Brutus? Are you stirred so early? He says, what, Brutus? Are you stirred so early too? Good morrow, Casca. Gaius Ligarius. Caesar was never so much your enemy. At that, so Gaius Ligarius, he was why did he hate Caesar? Because Caesar had once spoken to him very severely for speaking well of Pompey. And now he says, at that same ague which hath made you lean, what is it o'clock? Brutus says, Caesar, 'tis strucken 8. So we remember that the conspirators had decided that they would be coming to the capital by the latest by the 8th hour. And this is exactly what they've done. So that is why Brutus is saying, Caesar, it is struck in 8. Caesar says, I thank you for your pains and courtesy. Enter Antony. And Caesar tells Antony, see, Antony, that rebels longer nights is not withstanding up. Good morrow, Antony. Antony says, so too, most noble Caesar. Caesar says, bid them prepare within. Bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. Ask them to take the preparations. I am very sorry that I have made people wait so long here. It is only for me that that all of you, that people inside, they are waiting. Now, Cinna, now Metellus, what, Trebonius, I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember that you call on me today. Be near me, that I may remember you. So he says that be near me, that I may remember you. Trebonius says, I will. And aside to himself he says, and if he turns his face away from Caesar and says, and so near will I be, that your best friends shall wish I had been further. Now Trebonius says that we know that they are the conspirators. Now Trebonius, he turns aside from Caesar, turns away from Caesar, and he says that I will be so near that even the best of your friends shall wish that I had been further. They shall wish that I had not been as near to you as you are asking for. Caesar says, good friends, go in and taste some wine with me, and we like friends will straightway go together. Brutus turns aside and says that every like is not the same, O Caesar. The heart of Brutus earns to think upon. That is, we like friends. So Brutus says that every like is not the same. Brutus know what they have come in for, what objective they have come in for, and so he feels, and that they have come in to kill Caesar, and he feels that every like is not the same. O Caesar, the heart of Brutus earns to think upon. The heart of Brutus grieves to think upon. The Brutus actually feels sad that what Caesar is actually getting ready to receive. So we'll continue. That's all. This is scene 2 finishes here, and we'll continue with scene 3 in the next class. Do watch the video till the end, and please comment with your doubts in the comment section if you have any. Thank you.